Welcome back to Psychonauts 2. Welcome to the outside world. Unlike Psychonauts 1, Psychonauts 2 has a big old chunk of open world in the middle. I'm pretty sure this is the first open world segment this team has put together because there are some unusual design choices. Let's talk about it. Most open worlds use a design in depth principle, meaning that, yeah, it's open world and the player can go wherever they want, but there are very clearly places they're going to go first because they're closer and more obvious. That's not really the case here. Everything we can see is roughly equidistant, which means that we're not really going to be able to pick based on what's closest. And you might say, oh well, Otto's lab obviously stands out most because that's where we're supposed to go, and the game will tell you every 3 minutes if you try and go anywhere else that you're supposed to be going to Otto's lab. But there's no obvious standout. It's not any more standout than, say, the waterfall. Everything here stands out. Everything here is a valid target, except there's no paths. Now, if you get close, a path magically pops up. But when you're planning where to go, you can't see that path, and it just feels like there's no immediate way to get to those places, or any of these places. So here's the question. You come out here for the very first time, and you're looking around. What immediately, after you've taken everything in, what is the place you want to go immediately? What stands out most? What is the most pressing objective out of everything you can see here? What is it's obviously the jet. The jet is the most pressing objective. The jet is big, it's shiny, it's in the foreground, it's not distance faded. The jet is obviously where you're supposed to go first, according to visual impact and pathing availability. There's a path to it. But you know what? There's nothing on this jet. The jet doesn't offer you anything aside from a better view of all of the many places that you can go that have equal weight. So yeah, it's a nice view, but it actually pulls us further away from being able to go to Otto's lab or the psycho-isolation chamber, because from here, we can't get the discs to pop up. So when I came up here, this is where I came first, and I said, okay, so clearly we can't go to Otto's lab yet. We can't go to the psycho-isolation chamber yet. There must be something we have to trigger. So where are we going to go instead? Well, the only thing that is a path and I can go to from here is off to the right. Or what was the right from where we started. Over here. This is obviously where I'm supposed to go first. I sincerely doubt that if you sat the devs down and said, where is the player supposed to go first in this open world section, they would say, oh, he's supposed to take a hard right. This is made a little bit worse because this area has the worst topology, so immediately after coming out into this bold, open, new environment and wanting to go have some interesting fun in an open world setting, I immediately came over here, got stuck in the topology, had to quit the game and come out again, which is not an ideal experience. Now, from an emotional perspective, coming here is fine. This area contains a girlfriend, and, that is emotionally important. From the standpoint of what you actually do in the game, it's not. You can't even accomplish what she wants you to accomplish until much, much later. But emotionally, it's still quite relevant.
Hi, Lily.
You here to take me into custody?
I'm sorry about that note.
You don't have to apologize. I'm the one who's sorry. I'm just sensitive because I am guilty.
Guilty of what?
I'm guilty of being a terrible daughter. I've been a jerk to my dad all year, and now I might never talk to him again.
You'll talk to him again.
How can you be so sure, Raz?
I just know.
I wish I did. My psychic senses tell me that something is really wrong with him. I've been reaching out, and he's just not there.
Anything I can do to help?
Well, actually, there is something I need.
Just name it.
There's a very special fungus that only grows in damp parts of the questionable area.
Say no more. I'm on it.
Thanks, Raz.
So from an open world design perspective, this is not a bad place to go. There's a lot of really nice emotional beats, aside from this part where he constantly tells you that you should go find a brain. But in terms of how you normally design open world areas, that's not a great choice. Putting your emotional heartbeat character, you know, the main character that we're supposed to, you know, our girlfriend, our main love interest, putting her off in a corner is dangerous, because in most open worlds, people aren't going to go explore the corners immediately. Not in this way. They're more likely to go do the big things that they can see first. So that's why you would normally do some design in depth, so that as you progress, you get to explore the corners, but the corners are not completely off to the side. They're just off to the side from where you're going. They're a slight detour. And I mean, this is not, you know, obviously not set in gold. You can do whatever you want in your game. But just from a design perspective, it's a little bit dangerous to stick such an important beat off in such a corner. And we can come in here, and if we do come in here, we find nothing! Absolutely nothing! We can get this knife over here, but all it is a treasure hunt knife. It does nothing, it means nothing, it's just a thing to collect. It's a collectible. So that means that we came over here, and, you know, if you were me, you had to restart your game with a hard reset several times. And, for what? A side quest we can't do for a very, very long time, and a dead end. That's just not as satisfying as I want our first moments in the open world to be. So, what happened after that? What did I do after that? Well, what do you think you would do if you were just back from the right-hand edge, and you came back out here, you saw there was no path to the Otto's lab, and there was no path to the psycho-isolation chamber, but there was a treehouse and this kind of thing over here. Well, obviously, you're going to go here next, right?
This is not our usual spot.
I thought we could think more freely out here.
Oh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? About the mole?
I think so. On three. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Hold on. What?
Weird.
It's a key, so it's not like it's worthless to come back here. But this area is, not very rewarding. So where are you going to go next? Well, if you're looking from here, you can clearly see that you could probably just hop down there, right? And so as a result, what we've done is we've gone to all of the side areas and not moved forward an inch. Maybe that was what they intended. Maybe that's how they want their players to experience the game. But in general, this is not usually how open world games are designed, because usually you want the player to be moving forward through the world. You don't want them to be feeling like they're just exploring dead ends. Also, for some reason, we're not getting the cutscene, and this was a problem, because I did this the same way, so I didn't even know this cutscene existed. I'm saying this cutscene like you can hear it. You can't, because it's not happening. In this area, two of the interns are talking about radio stuff, and if you come here the way you're supposed to, like I just did, you get to hear them talk at great length about how they're going to start up the radio, and that's important for later. But if you start by going over there, up that side alley that I did first, this cutscene triggers in the distance, and you don't even hear it. And then it's gone. So I don't think they intended us to explore this way, because otherwise they would have noticed the cutscene glitched out.
Hey, Gisu.
Rasputin Aquato, say, you seem like the reckless and resourceful type. I have a challenge that I think is perfect for a young man of your disposition. Interested?
Whatever it is, I'm into it.
Wow, even more reckless than I thought. Impressive. Here's the issue. My mentor, Otto Mentalis, deployed several psychoseismometers like this one to detect and collect negative psychic residue. Problem is, he kind of forgot about them. for a long time. So now they're all overloaded and unstable. I thought instead of me going around venting all these nasty things and stealing all the glory
You want me to do it?
for extra credit, you're welcome. And to free me up for more high-minded engineering work.
Okay.
Come on, Wait, you said yes? All right, good man. Well, if you survive, be sure to report back, okay?
Now, if you don't take this side quest, you'll encounter all of those things, but you won't be able to do anything with them. It'll be extremely annoying.
Ugh, busted. Now we gotta burn this site and find a new base of operations.
What?
Pirate radio, Gisu. Gotta be ready to bug out in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
Relax, Morris. I'm not a narc.
Exactly what a narc would say.
So why a radio station, Morris? Shouldn't you be working with Mia?
Mia wants me to learn how to reach out into the world. And this is how I'm gonna do it. With radio.
Have you?
I really enjoy
About this
about
yet?
No.
how all of these
Wait until we
interns
get back our first radio.
misunderstand
So I can
or
show
willfully
them.
misinterpret their mentors' instructions.
Okay. I need to go report my findings to the radio police.
Ha ha.
Oh no, it's the heat!
That was
Run!
outrageous, uncalled for, and frankly quite boring.
So I just wanted to show you how it's fairly important to understand how the player is going to move through your world. That's why most open worlds are designed with an eye towards what the player will see first, what the player will see next, and so on. It's very unusual for open worlds to be designed like this, where basically everything has equal weight. It's not necessarily wrong, but it is disconcerting, and it's easy to overlook stuff, so it's not generally recommended. With that said, if you've got your own vision, pursue it. Just make sure you're pursuing it on purpose and not just going with what you thought of first. How do we get back up there, you might be wondering? And the answer is, I don't remember. We'll be taking the boat in the next episode, because the boat is right here. The only problem is I would really like to hit a loading zone so that I can save. I'm not sure if I can. Oh well, see you next episode. Bye.